Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 575. I'm one of those Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 575 of the Gamecast. Post-Game Awards. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We even have MPD to talk about, too. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Man, the chip shortage in this market is just starting to be shown more and more and more. Although the numbers for the Switch were really good, but we'll get into that in a little bit. The chip shortage, just we can have conversations about how bad stock supplies is on anything right now, toys included, just from chip shortages of things. They're like in everything, and it's really bad out there with that. Hopefully by the end of next year, we'll start seeing this catch up. I don't know, but anyways, guys, what have we been up to? Mike, what have you been playing?
So
You did bring your Switch, right?
I did bring my Switch. I played some Ultimate Alliance 3, which I haven't played in a while. And I was more annoyed by the ISO 8 management in it than I remembered. Because
I didn't like that system.
So the only things left for me to do really are like gauntlet stuff, like the gauntlets that came with the last DLC, the Fantastic Four stuff. And that had pretty high level stuff. I used the last character who was kind of cheaty, but the rest of my characters aren't leveled, and it would take me a lot of time grinding to level them up to match. So I'm just trying to carry with one character. But meanwhile, everything you do, you earn ISO 8. And once you get to like the top, like you can carry like 1,000 of them, but you get so much so quick, like it's so hard to manage, and you don't want to waste it still, but you do, and you can only like break down like 20 at a time. So I have to stop what I'm doing all the time because I get too much ISO 8 to clear out my inventory. And I'm just like, this is annoying. So I played it a little bit, not too much really. I only did it like 2 or 3 times in like a 5-day trip to the hospital. Yeah. So it's another Marvel game that was close to being great and just came out. A few things just came wrong. So, but
yeah,
we'll see if I still want a sequel to that though, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, a more finished sequel, yeah, would be awesome. So
yeah. And other than that, I actually did today somehow get a little time to play Halo again. I did not do the campaign yet, but I played. They have the new playlist up today, so now they have SWAT or Tactical Slayer, they call it. They have Fiesta as a permanent thing. They have just Team Slayer, and they have Free for All. So I put that in a little bit, and that was fun. Free for All was interesting because I tried it and I was last like 2 times in a row. Got mad. Then I was second, so I would take that. But no, they're adding to it. That's good. The game is actually out, but I think I might do the single player soon because it's pausable. That'll be helpful for me at the moment. But I haven't sort of felt like doing that just yet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be pretty good. I mean, there's stuff they're still adding into the game, but I'd be interested to hear your take on the grappling hook, because I've heard some people saying it's just tacked on. It's not terrible, but it's just tacked on.
For what? For the single player or the
in the single player? Single player.
Like you don't really need to use some crazy things with that.
Yeah, that's really what it exists for. But in the campaign of the single player, just even in the like tutorial, you don't even need to use it for it. So
okay.
All right, cool. Hey guys, I didn't do anything special. No, I did. Actually. I finished Metroid Dread. Finally, the saga is over. I know. Look at Tony. Oh, okay. So I will say that.
Stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, it took forever. The play time in the game said 12 hours. I'm like, there's no way it's 12 hours, which is still long for that. Oh, no, 8 hours and 55 minutes is what the actual counter said in the game. But on my profile, it says 15 plus or whatever it is. So I died a lot. And I got to the boss. I got to the boss on Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. I got to the boss on Saturday morning. What did I beat it? Monday? I told you guys? So it was a couple tries. There was a point where on Saturday I was playing and I wasn't even getting close, so I just stopped. And then I played on Sunday and got through the first stage, like and second stage, and to the third stage. And then when I got to the third stage, I was like, oh god. So I, died there, and then really, I don't know. It took a while to get back there, but it was my best playthrough, so it was encouraging. Um, but then Monday, I finally was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep working through this. So I was like, I was getting frustrated. I'm like, let me just keep doing this. I'm gonna keep. I ended up getting through the first two phases without getting touched, and the final playthrough, I was like, the timing, everything was just. I know those.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, here comes this. Here comes the machine gun attack. I got you, no problem, man. Oh, you're gonna do a fly at me? I got this timing down too.
One of those fly at
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, he flies at you like multiple ways, and I'm like, oh, I don't want my dash. I was a lot of slides, and the third phase was not the cleanest, but I still beat him, and it was pretty close actually, but I still beat him. That was the worst part is when you get to the final stage and you hadn't been touched. I think I choked more because of it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I almost choked. But luckily in the third phase, he gave me many orbs to shoot at to get more health back. So I got bailed out, but it was fun. The game is really a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed that world, that Metroid world. It was I love
This
the hidden areas. Loved a lot of it. I mean, there was some great stuff that you just shoot blocks and walls, and you just oh cool, I found something, and it was really cool. So
kind
it
of
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, glad to hear
kind of
it.
wish I had that game for this week. I would have
What's that,
played that
Mike?
on my Switch.
Yeah,
Kind of wish I
that's a
had
good
it. Yeah.
game. That's a good game. I think you definitely enjoy this game. I
So
just do not see
I
enough
was
of it.
more of a Prime Metroid player. I haven't really
Hmm.
spent too much time with 2D Metroid, but seems
It's
like as good
the
as anyone
It's
Yeah.
to
very
start.
good. This one is so good. It might be Super Metroid's got such a great place in my heart, but I think this one is the best. Obviously, in like obviously it's gameplay. It's well done, system wise, graphically it looks great. Um, I still think I like the stories in Super Metroid better. The story, but this one was
Are
interesting.
there difficulty levels in this game?
No, it's difficult. It's just difficult. There's a hard mode afterwards that you
Hmm.
can unlock, but
You're gonna do
I,
that?
I no. No,
No.
in fact, it's in the case, ready to be traded in. And but I enjoyed it. It's definitely probably my game of the year at the moment. I'm going to give Guardians of the Galaxy a try. It's installed now. I just installed that tonight. So that's next on my list. I'll be playing that, and I heard that's very good. That made a couple of the years list, so I'm psyched to try that before we do our of the years. That and I want to try Forza beforehand too.
Yeah.
So those two big goals for me. Although I should give Halo a shot, shouldn't I? I mean, I guess, right? As I mentioned Halo on
I'm
here,
going
but
to.
yeah. All right, Tony, what have you been playing?
Uh, more Endwalker, but for the most part, since the last podcast, Corey and I have been at PAX Unplugged,
Oh, nice,
playing
nice.
some
How was that?
analog board games. It was really fun.
How Yeah, how was the environment there though with everything going on?
Good,
It was
good.
okay? I mean,
Yeah, I mean everybody had to get vaccination wristbands. So you had to have 2 shots at least um, to get a wristband that let you stay at the convention. If you took it off or they saw you without one or anything, like just they'd escort you out and stuff like that. I didn't see that, but that was their policy. Everybody wore masks except for the eating areas and stuff like that, and obviously you were allowed to like pull it down or take it off if you needed to drink or something like that. But it was good. It was a return to like a new normal. I wouldn't say like old normal. Apparently they whatever cap existed before COVID, they reduced it to 50% of that level for attendees. And they still didn't even hit that 50% sold out. Like they never sold out any of the days that we were there. So it was more crowded than I figured. I actually thought it was going to be a ghost town. Like the first day, I told her, I was like, damn, this is kind of like a ghost town. But as the day went on, Friday and then Sunday were like pretty busy. So I was like, oh, okay. But it was fun. We played a lot of board games. So many board games and stuff like that. And it's actually really awesome just to see. The way I look at it is like the board game industry is like the indie scene for video games, and that like as long as you have like a good idea, some semblance of a budget, like, your game is good. Like people, you could succeed in this market. You might not be like a Gloomhaven or like a Pandemic or something like that. I don't know what other Catan, and stuff like that. But it seems fairly reasonable to like just be like, oh yeah, I wanted to make a board game about whatever XYZ. You just fill in the blank, and it's like, okay, there's probably a board game like that exists and stuff like that. And it's just fun seeing that because I don't know, I'm kind of getting tired of video game. What do I want to say? Complaints and criticisms, where it's like, oh, like lazy devs and all that stuff, or like whenever a game comes out, it's just like the same old rhetoric, and it's like, man, this doesn't change. Like, it's a new generation, new systems, but like the same old petty ass arguments and just stupidity and stuff like that. And I'm sure it exists on some corner of the internet that people do this with board games, but far and large, I've never heard somebody be like, oh, how do you like CGE games? They fucking suck. It's all about AYCG or whatever the fucking company's names are. Like, you never hear that about that. At least I don't. I don't know. Maybe Corey, you have other stories to tell.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not as popular or well known to get a lot of those casual gamers that just want to complain, because like that's like video games are everywhere now. So you get people that don't necessarily care about video games, but they care about complaining, so they'll just do that on the internet. But yeah, like Tony was saying, we're at PAX and it was very chill, very smooth, and like you had alcohol wipes like everywhere, you had hand sanitizer everywhere. So definitely felt like things were clean. Didn't feel like it was unsafe in any or unsanitary or anything like that. Probably felt the best after. I guess everyone was trying to stay healthy and stuff.
No con plague, right? I mean, that was
no. I mean, usually you feel kind of like or whatever. You got to get over stuff, but after this was fine. Never just another day. So yeah, good stuff. And like as you guys know, I've been playing a lot more board games recently than video games, so it's just real fun to get more of that done and play some games that are a little tougher to table normally. And so I got to play some stuff that hasn't necessarily been released yet. Got to test out a couple new things. Tony, like he mentioned, showed us a game called Steam Up or something like that about like dim sum, doing dim sum stuff. So yeah, it's like you're saying, there's a board game about pretty much anything you can think of.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just interesting to see how people put those things together, the mechanics, and how it all works. And you get to meet a lot of the people there, and they're not as not as like saying, but like with video games, you get these celebrity type of creators slash companies, and it's like hard to be approachable. Board games hasn't hit that level yet. Like everybody's just kind of down to earth, or if they are like kind of like crummy, they just don't last long. So like you really do need to kind of be humbled and inclusive in this industry, because otherwise you'll get shunned pretty quick. So yeah, it was really good times.
Cool. Awesome. All right, guys, let's start off with the MPD. The MPD came out, and as I had mentioned before, the Switch was pretty damn good selling console last month. The number one console was the Switch. Was it?
That include the OLED?
That's with the OLED, yes.
Yeah.
The supply constraints were crazy though. What did they sell? Was it half? It wasn't half last year, was it? 38%? No.
Yeah.
They declined the dollars to sales, but I thought the hardware amount was like half of what they had sold almost.
Are we talking about the whole, like all of MPD?
No, just the Switch for this month. I thought I'd seen some numbers someplace where I saw that, but it was like they weren't even close with. Just because they didn't have enough consoles on the shelf.
So Switch definitely sold less than last year. There's no disputing that. Xbox and PlayStation were down as well, so it wasn't a good time.
Nothing. Yes, was it 2021 consumer spending? What were the numbers here? What do we have?
Let's see. It fell 10% compared to a year ago.
Okay.
I mean, that's not even lack of like. I mean, that's not like it's because they were selling everything that they could put out.
Whatever's on the shelf you had, that was
It's just lack of like hardware. So
yeah.
But
video game hardware dollars declined 38% when compared to a year ago.
That's what it was. 38.
Hardware is November hardware spending fell to its lowest total since November 2016. So we have to go back 5 years.
Just because there was anything. That was also because there was the tired systems. This time there was just nothing there.
Yep. Yeah.
That was yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was bad. Switch was the best-selling hardware platform in both units and dollars for November 2021, as well as 2021 year to date. So I think the ASP was probably around 300. So that means for every one PlayStation it was like 1.75 to 2 Switches sold. If you go by average sale price, because it's not like PS5s were being sold at a discount whatsoever. Let's see, Call of Duty Vanguard. Debuted as November's best-selling game, instantly becoming the second best-selling game of 2021 to date. 14th consecutive year, a Call of Duty game has ranked as the best-selling game of its release month, so maybe the Americans didn't get the memo yet of Call of Duty being a played-out franchise. Speaking
Battlefield's still up there too.
Yep,
Yeah.
Battlefield 2042 launches the number 2 best-selling game in November, ranking as the 6th best-selling game year to date, as well as the 2nd best-selling game of November on both PlayStation and Xbox platforms. Forza Horizon 5 set a new Forza franchise launch month sales record, which includes Horizon and Motorsport, while ranking as the 4th best-selling game of November 2021.
That's impressive considering Game Pass.
Yep.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, it is.
There. Yeah.
And then the last footnote here from Matt was Shin Megami Tensei 5 achieved the highest launch month dollar sales of any title in history, and ranked at the 16th best-selling game of November 2021, which is, I never thought I'd see the day where a Shin Megami game ranked in the top 20 of an NPD. But here we are. It's a post-Persona world, so I guess anything can happen.
Yeah, Guardians was number 7.
Yeah, Guardians was number 7. Let's see. Let's go down the list. So, like we said, Call of Duty and Battlefield were 1 and 2 respectively. Number 3 was Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. 4 was Forza Horizon 5. Number 5 was Madden. Number 6 was Mario Party Superstars. Number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy. 8, FIFA 22. Number 9, Far Cry 6. Number 10, NBA 2K22. And the bottom half of the 20, Mario Kart 8, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Animal Crossing, Back 4 Blood, Minecraft, Breath of the Wild, Smash Brothers Ultimate, and hanging around at number 20, Ghost of Tsushima.
Interesting. It's a lot of annuals on this list, which there always is during the holidays. You always see those things sell well again here, so I'm not surprised. I am surprised at Call of Duty and Battlefield being up 1 and 2, considering what you've heard about those games. How broken they are. Battlefield's really broken, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
nothing
Sure,
new.
but there's not a whole lot coming out.
No, I know, but still, it's like, yeah, I guess it's driven by a barren market, right? But
Yeah,
I mean, Far Cry
holiday,
6
you
is
buy
out.
something.
Back 4 Blood's out there from last month. I mean, they didn't, they dropped down the list when the annuals came back. But I don't know. I just expected to see them not debut 1 and 2 for me. I don't know. Just from all the words that I've heard, I guess not. But interesting. So, I mean, like I said, we got to get through this chip shortage because there's so many more sales to be had for just PS5s, myself included. Mike, we're both waiting on consoles. I want a PS5. I do, but I'll get it next year. I plan for maybe like the summer at this point. Hopefully, I can find them. I'm not gonna go not gonna go crazy. I'm just not gonna go. I mean, hopefully by the summer, but I doubt it.
I mean, the thing is,
It's
like,
gonna go
we
into next
should
year.
start hopefully seeing a decrease in demand, because I mean, the thing is, like, even though, yeah, like, they're gonna sell out, like, it's gonna get to the point where the people who really, really want it are going to be having it. So I'm hoping finally in the next year, because, like, I think, Corey, you and I were talking.
Like,
yeah, I know, but I mean, at the same time, like PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5.
I mean, it's just
sales.
chip shortage, though. It's really what it is.
Right.
If the chip shortage didn't happen, we would not be talking about this right now.
No, absolutely. But I'm saying even with the chip shortage next year, hopefully, as more people get the system, we're gonna see less demand. And I think a lot of it too is just the scalpability of these systems. I mean, you buy any of these and it's basically free $200 to $300, which is being diminished now. I believe, Corey. I think we were talking about how, like, PlayStation 5s aren't going for as much as they
they're
were.
coming down. It looks
So
like,
now
During the holidays, that's crazy. So,
right?
Yeah.
So now we'll be approaching normal, like, actual authentic demand rather than just bots and resellers vying for it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's still going to be very hard to get these systems, but at least it's not like you're competing with people who fucking pay Chinese botters to get every single system they possibly can. You know.
Yeah. So I don't know. All right. Let's move on to the Game Awards. Game Awards happened last week. There were awards given out at Game Awards. Did you know that, guys?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if you watched the pre-show, you knew.
I missed the pre-show. I actually got back. I almost forgot it was on, believe it or not. Like, I almost did. I was driving home at like
I
7:50.
certainly did.
Yeah, I was driving home at like 7:50, and I'm like, oh, I completely forgot what day it is. So I got home. I turned it on probably like 20 minutes late, but with all the fluff awards and stuff like that, I just kind of like skipped through and I caught up pretty quick. But so yeah, we had a lot of premieres announced, a lot of awards announced. I guess if you guys want to do the awards first, that's like the quickest stuff to talk about, right? I mean, just there's.
I literally only looked up the game of the year.
Yeah, let's just only talk about Game of the Year.
Because I didn't.
That's
I
really the
didn't
only ones.
really care. I didn't see it. Obviously, I had
Well, I mean,
a baby.
Yeah.
We didn't mention it on this one. I had a baby this week, and
Yeah.
I was in the hospital for 5 days, including when this happened, the Game Awards. So I had to just catch trailers and reveals afterwards, and I was pretty selective with what I chose to pay attention to.
yeah, I mean, I would say, like, just to mention a couple, we don't have to do every category, just a couple of best ongoing game, Final Fantasy 14. Absolutely, like, made sense on that. Best performance for voice acting went to Maggie Robertson in Resident Evil The Village, which I thought was pretty good because she was up against Giancarlo Esposito, who had a great performance in Far Cry.
She was tall girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but, like, you know, best art direction went to Deathloop. Best narrative went to Guardians of the Galaxy, which is interesting. Yeah, this gets me more interested to play the game. Best game direction, Deathloop. But then best game of the year, fuck the Oscars, It Takes Two. I thought it was just...
That was a surprise. I thought it was going to be Deathloop.
You know, what's funny though about fuck the Oscars is it's an Oscars move, right? It's like, oh, this is the art house game, you know, that not everyone knows about. So,
what did Jeff Keighley actually posted? Jeff Keighley actually posted a really funny tweet with that whole, like, that similar idea, Mike, where it was like, because it was, you know, from like a meme he did for him, like fuck the Oscars, to the next step was him holding the award. I can't remember what it was called. I have to look this up, but it was. I saw it on Twitter. It was actually pretty funny. But it was, you know, I'm actually. It's amazing that guy. I didn't even know that guy had It Takes Two. Like, I've never played that It Takes Two. I didn't know it was from him. But I've heard of it.
About those, you know, two-player or co-op
experiences. It's two-player required, right?
I mean, you need two controllers. You need two controllers.
Yeah. So this is a game that I think not many people have played. There's like major barriers to entry, and I'm all for couch co-op. I love it, but who's played this game? other than like industry people, like, you know, the people who get sent review copies and all that. Like, who's played this game?
My niece has played it.
Wow.
Because of her boyfriend. And she's like, yeah, he took the controller out of my hand so he could do this one part because I didn't know the button. I was like, all right.
Yeah, so
not only that, you need two video game competent players locally.
Yeah, apparently.
Did we say the guy's name, or we just call him fuck the Oscars? Is that...
Oh, I don't know if he posted the guy's name. I just posted the picture that Jeff Keighley posted on
the guy's name is like Yosef Ferris or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just call him fuck the Oscars guy, which is funny because Jeff Keighley did too. Jeff Keighley said life comes at you fast, and then he posted this picture. I thought it was pretty hilarious, though. F the Oscars and then him winning the award.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. It is weird. Like, I figured Deathloop was gonna be the Western pick.
I did too. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what happens with other outlets. Let's see.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the announcements because that was the big draw for everybody to watch this, and I love this aspect of it.
The show, really.
Yeah, it is, but it's a great part of the show. Like, you know, we had, and I don't have the true order that these were announced, so I'm just going to go through them. For me, like, a Star Trek Resurgence game was announced. made by Telltale veterans.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually very interested in what they're going to do with this. The Resurgence trailer was shown, supposed to be coming to consoles in 2022. They also showed The Expanse, which is a Telltale series, a prequel to the TV series. So we had some Telltale show up here. Interesting. We knew they were dead, but
Yes.
they back to life, right?
Well, didn't they say like wasn't there gonna be like Wolf Among Us or something again?
Yeah, they did announce that, but they didn't show it here. So,
No.
God, there's so many announcements. Like, we can't go through all of these. Let's pick a couple here. Hopefully, I don't miss any guys. Sorry, we're not going to go through every one of them, but let's talk about the fact that uh, they showed. Oh, they showed Final Fantasy VII Integrate, which is DLC essentially, right?
PC.
On PC.
Well,
It's got it in PC.
Yeah, but it's got the DLC for
right.
Yuffie. Is it Yuffie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's coming to PC December. Actually, tomorrow. Interesting.
When you hear this.
Yeah, when you hear this, it'll be out there. Let's see. They showed a Tiny Tina's Wonderlands trailer coming March 26th, 2022. So they showed off a little more gameplay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everything what we expected. Nothing really shocking there. Let's see. There's a survival horror. There's a lot of survival horror, I felt like, in this.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there? Nightingale was shown from ex-Bioware devs. Supposed to be in early access on PC in 2022. Let's see. What else? Silent Hill creator announces a new game, Slitterhead. These are all those survival horror stuff. I'm just kind of going through them all.
Yeah. That was like kind of a bait and switch a little bit.
Wasn't it? Yeah, I did. I felt like that was too. A Plague Tale Requiem, sequel to the one of the Game of the Year awards, right? Plague Tale didn't win a lot of the years.
Did it?
So that's interesting. I thought it was not on the show. I'm talking about like in people's lists of the years on the websites, like the publications.
It's another indie darling.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? What's some other stuff here? Oh, Cuphead. We had Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course DLC. Still being supported in this game. It's crazy. June 30th of next year.
Oh, they've been working on it for years, so.
They have been. I know. I just figured that it would just move into a new game, essentially. That's really what I thought it would at this point.
It sounds like this
but
one is
with COVID,
its own game, so.
Yeah, with COVID, everything gets pushed, so it's been like a lot of the stuff you kind of expected years ago, but it's just been in 2 years of development hell with what we've gotten.
Cuphead was a launch title for Xbox One, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it
no,
launch?
not a launch
I don't
title.
think it was launch.
Not a launch title. No, it was a major release title for it though. Like
I thought it was
exclusive wise. No, it was not launch. No, because there wasn't much out when it came out, but it was not launch. So, because I remember playing it, and it's not my jam usually, but I enjoyed it.
No,
I
it
just
was
was
around
bad
when
at
you
it.
got the 2017. 4 years.
Yeah. So, I think the one we want to get to here is Sonic Frontiers, open zone Sonic Adventure.
Open zone, yes.
Was shown coming holiday 2022. We got a trailer for it. And do we know much more than that, though? The trailer looked great. I mean, it looks like Sonic. But what has plagued Sonic recently that you want to see not in this game?
So, yeah, that's true.
That's the question.
Other characters, a lot of dumb other characters, honestly. And
Control, right? Wasn't the Control been not so great?
Well, yeah, because part of 3D Sonic's modern Sonic's problem has always been that when you play stuff, it seems very on rails. Like it kind of plays itself. It just goes and you go down a linear track, you jump off things, but
just
there's
like the
not a whole
games.
lot of variation. Yeah, so an open
you
world
need
thing.
more of that blast processing is what you need. Sorry, go on.
Well, they would be quicker.
Yes.
Anyway, the thing is, so the idea of an open world would combat that, you would think. But who knows if there's dedicated levels that are then again very linear and you just like hubs. And if it is like that, then it's no different than Sonic Adventure, really. Sonic Adventure, way back in '99, was kind of an open world Sonic game. You didn't do much physically other than travel between things. Although there were some little things to find here and there, and you leveled up Sonic. You found his like shoes and stuff, and I like that. It was the adventure part of that game that like sort of made it interesting to me. Um, so hopefully this would be something that sort of delivers on the promise that Sonic Adventure showed. But if it still has dedicated, very linear on rails types levels, like Sonic Adventure did, and pretty much all 3D Sonic has ever since, then, eh,
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's an idea. I think it's a good idea. It's finally something that can bring 3D Sonic to do something different than what it's been doing for the last 20 years, which
Yes.
it needs to do, for sure. But I don't have a whole lot of faith in Sonic Team at this point. I only really have faith in, the Christian Whitehead with the Mania team, which doesn't exist anymore because Sonic Team got butthurt about it, I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Forspoken, which was Square Enix ambitious mix of magic and parkour. I can't hear that word without thinking The Office, by the way. Coming May 24th for PS5 and PC. Yeah. Looked interesting. Hellblade 2. That's the Microsoft now owned.
Gameplay, yeah.
They showed gameplay and a massive trailer for it. That was a long presentation. She deals with she has an issue with hears voices in her head, right? I mean so you got to see that. I didn't play the first game, but it's Ninja Theory's game. That's right, Ninja Theory. I was trying to think of who did that one. Let's go to Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League. Any interest?
What gets me about this is a lot of people saw this and are like, "Yeah, this looks awesome." And I mean, it looks varied, kind of, and entertaining, but it just further hammers home how much of a shooter this game really is. And I'm like, oh, I don't want this.
Yeah, it did seem like it got more of that vibe, and I'm waiting to see what they're doing with like the Batman style combat stuff, and I'm like, I just don't see enough of it in this.
I don't think there's going to be hardly anything really Arkham style about this game. Other than some shoehorning.
They wanted to try to get far away from Arkham as they could.
And I think that's a mistake.
But
you guys did so good.
So again, I'll go back to my theory that they switched these around, where Gotham Knights was supposed to be the continuation of the Arkhamverse, and this game was Rocksteady finally doing whatever the fuck they want. But somewhere along the line, Rocksteady's like, no, Arkhamverse is our baby. We'll shoehorn it into this game somehow, and you can just do whatever the fuck you want, Montreal, and even though your premise is right after Arkham Knight. So, and I still think that's what happened here. We saw, they confirmed what everyone already suspected with Brainiac being the one who's controlling everyone. We got Flash, but it's also weird because he still has a fair amount of his